All right, good morning, guys. We are on page 103, lesson 13, decomposing bases for area. That means finding area of the bases regardless of their shape. Okay, so question number one, which of these solids are prisms? Explain how you know. Remember, a prism cannot come to a peak because when you slice it, when you make a cross section of it, the section must look the same as the base, the top and the bottom. So we can already eliminate two of them. D and F both are pyramids, so if you would slice it, your cross section would not look like the base on either one of those. So that leaves us with 4. A just looks like a cube there. If I were to slice it, I would get the same size cube in there, so that one is a prism. This one, if I would slice it, I would get different shapes. However, this base and this base are the same, so I would need to pick that shape up and set it on its end. So this is a piece that would be on the bottom and the top. So then if I were to slice it, I would get a bunch of shapes the same size. So B is a prism. C, if I would cut that right now, parallel to the bases, I would get the triangle, so that is, and the same would be true for E. The top and the bottom are the same. So every time I slice it, I would get the same type of shade. Question number 2 on the next page does say shade a base and draw a cross section. That means draw what you would get. Okay, well, I'm just going to shade the base there. If you were to make a cross section and then write it out, you would get a square, hopefully better drawn than mine. Okay, you would get a square. B, remember this is our base here. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided shape, so it would be a pentagon. Again, if you were to draw that, it would look the same as the one you just shaded up there. Again, you can probably do a better job of drawing compared to me. C, triangle base here. What would the cross section look like? Try to draw a triangle as close as you can to that shape. And E, the little arrow looking shape here. Again, it's a prism. Wants you to draw it out. Again, do the best you can. That would be what your cross section looks like. Okay, so that kind of answers 1 and 2 on page 103 and 104. Okay, problem number 2 talks about a box of chocolates, and you never know what you're going to get with a box of chocolates. Little Forrest Gump reference for you there. It says figure out the volume of this box. Okay, it has a height of 2. Remember, the volume formula is area of the base times the height. So in order to get the volume, I need to get the area of the base as a heart-shaped box. And there's a couple different ways to do it. It shows you up on the next page, different ways to split it up, because we don't know the area of a heart shape. So one way would be Lynn is going to split it up into 2 triangles and 2 trapezoids. Then you would need to know how to do trapezoid area and triangle area. Jada is making a triangle, a rectangle, and 2 more triangles. That's certainly doable. We should know the formula for area of triangles and rectangles. And Diego is using the outside edge. So what he's going to do is figure out the area of the whole thing, the square or rectangle, and then subtract the pieces that are missing. It doesn't matter to me which way you do it, guys. You're going to get the same area. I definitely wouldn't recommend Lynn's way because we haven't talked about a trapezoid. But I'm just going to choose Diego's way. And we're going to do it together. And it doesn't have to be a perfect drawing as long as you know what you're talking about, or what is what. So I'm going to figure out the area of the entire rectangle. So this whole thing is 4 and 4, so that's a total of 8. Height is 5, 2, and 1. That's a total of 8. So 8 times 8 is 64. Okay, so now I'm going to subtract the little pieces that are missing. Okay, so this triangle is 2 times 1. Remember the area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, divided by 2 is 1. And this is going to be the same. So the area of both of those are 1. Okay, next triangle. Base is 4, height is 1. 4 times 1 divided by 2. So that triangle is 2. Got 2 triangles left, but I only have to do it once because they are the same. Looks like the height is 5, base is 4. 5 times 4, and don't forget to divide by 2 because it's a triangle. 5 times 4 is 20, divided by 2 is 10. So now I'm going to add up all these missing pieces that are gone from my big square. 10 plus 10 is 20. 21, 22, 23, 24. So I'm going to subtract that, and my area of the base is 40 inches squared. That would be the area of this heart shape. Okay, now it was asking me for volume. So how do I get volume? Area of the base times the height. So my area of the base is 40. My height is 2. 40 times 2 is 80. And then make sure you label appropriately for volume. Inches cubed. Inches cubed. Okay, now this was to kind of have you go through it, with a partner and choose which ones you would like. I don't care which way you do it. Again, I would recommend one of these two. This one we haven't talked about the trapezoid formula, but you should be able to get the area of the triangle, the area of the rectangle, and these 2 triangles and add them all up, and you should have gotten an area of 40. Whichever way you choose doesn't matter to me. Okay, we are going to skip the Are You Ready here to give us a little more time for question 3. House-shaped prism is created by attaching a triangular prism on top of a rectangular prism. So you can see it looks like a house. It says draw the base and label its dimensions. Okay, what are the dimensions? Now remember, right now as it sits, it is not a prism. Because if I would cut up here, it would not look like the base. So you have to grab that and put it on this end right here. This is your base, the piece looking at you. Okay, so it says draw it out and label. So I'm just going to draw that piece that's looking at us. And then we are going to label because I'm going to have to figure out the area of this piece. Bottom is 6. Now the whole thing is 11. So what is this piece right here? Okay, it should be the same as the height going all the way around. 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay, now I'm also going to need the area of this triangle. The base here is going to be the same. That's still 6. What is the height? Now be careful. It is not 5. That is not the height of the triangle. That's this diagonal, yes. But it's not the height. Here's how you get the height. This is 11. This is 7. So 7 plus what would give me 11? So the height of the triangle is 4. Now I should have everything I need to get the area of the base. Okay, the area of the base. So the area of this rectangle, 7 times 6 is 42, plus the area of the triangle. Remember the formula. 1/2 the base times the height. 6 times 4 divided by 2. 12. So the area of the base is 54. Doesn't give me any units, so I'm just going to use units squared. That's area of the base. Top of the next page it says volume. I'm just going to write that over here so I don't have to move my paper. What is the volume? Remember the formula for volume. Area of the base times the height. Area of the base you just told me was 54. Now what is the height of this? Now be careful, this is the bottom, so if I was setting that on its side right here, if I'm setting it on this, how high will it come? Okay, so it's not 11 because this is my base. So if I set it on this end, this is going to be my height. This is going to be how tall it is, so my height is 8. 54 times 8. I believe is 432. Again, label it units cubed. Units cubed. Okay, so the whole point of this lesson, guys, this is a really good summary on page 107, is being able to get the area of the base when it's not a perfect square or rectangle or triangle. Okay, so here's our base. I have it highlighted right here. Different ways to do it. You could figure out the area of the rectangle plus a smaller rectangle and a triangle. You could have divided it into a square, a triangle, and a rectangle. Or like we did on the heart box, I could figure out the area of the whole thing and then subtract the missing piece right there. Subtract the area of the triangle. It doesn't matter. All of these are going to give you the same area as long as you use the correct formula. Okay, so that is it for today, guys. Your homework is just 2 pages here, 5 questions, page 108 and 109. Okay, that is it for today. Okay, continue to try to do your best, obviously, on the lessons and homework. Let me know if you have any questions. And then when we go through the homework the next school day, be sure you are fixing those notes because we have a quiz and a test approaching pretty quick. All right, hopefully you guys are all safe and healthy, and we will talk to you soon. Miss you guys. Bye-bye.